Hey guys, what is up everybody? Welcome to a new video. In today's video we're gonna talk about Yamaha Tracer 9, and I want to tell you things which I personally like about this motorcycle. So keep in mind that it's kind of subjective, but maybe those things can be useful for you to know. And you know guys, while recording this video for you, I got myself thinking that I did not show you location where I'm filming, because it's actually a really nice place with really nice view. So here you have Boca Bay, one of the most beautiful bays in the Mediterranean Sea. And there you have Kotor Bay, which is not seen much from here, but I will show you a separate video for that. And it's also known as Kotor Fjord, one of the most, I don't know, breathtaking fjords again here in Mediterranean Sea. And here you have mountain road, right? This is a scenic road and it's super beautiful. If you ever want to ride motorcycle here and experience it yourself, you just definitely have to do that, because this is one of the best experiences you can have. So things which I really like about Yamaha Tracer 9. And I want to start with their design and overall look, and I think that this motorcycle is really good looking motorcycle. When you don't have any kind of luggage options, like you don't have panniers, you don't have top case, this motorcycle looks really sporty and it actually feels sporty. But same time, when you put all the luggage options there, you can cover long distance on this motorcycle, and this will be good looking sport touring motorcycle as well. So it's good for commuting, it looks really nice in the city, it looks really nice on the road, and it's just modern, you know, it's just like fresh, and that's what I like about this motorcycle. A few weeks ago I posted some question on Reddit asking people which colors they would prefer if they want to buy this motorcycle, or if they already own Tracer 9 of this generation. And in most of the cases people were saying that they want a red color, and I can actually understand it, because for me initially red color appears much more attractive, not only because it's red color, but also because red color is just practical color, especially if you live in a city or if you're commuting through the city. That's always helpful because it's just more noticeable in traffic. But I am now in, you know, kind of greenery environment, right? And this motorcycle has been used most of the time exactly here in mountains, riding through the national parks and some mountain roads. And over the past couple of weeks, while I was riding this motorcycle, this color is actually grown on me. I really like this tech camo color by Yamaha, which is matte green basically. In this particular environment, this color is much better. It looks better, it feels better. I mean, again, it's my personal opinion. So next thing which I want to talk about is the comfort, because if you're buying sport touring or touring motorcycle, that means that you're probably gonna cover long distances on this bike, and that's important for it to be comfortable. Last weekend I went for a road trip, 500-600 kilometers. That trip was through the mountains, through the highways. I spent around 8 to 9 hours per day on this motorcycle. I did not feel any pain afterwards, because sometimes you can feel the pain. You can feel the pain in your lower back, you can feel the pain in your shoulders, but this was okay. There was one thing about the seat, and I will cover it in my next video, where I'm gonna tell you things which can be better about this motorcycle. But so far, overall experience going for a long distance over a couple of days was really good. It is comfortable, so seat is adjustable, foot pegs also adjustable. And then you have windscreen, which is also adjustable, suspension, which is manually adjustable as well. And even with the base settings, I did not change anything. The bike was loaded and it was fine. In terms of comfort, you have upright position, mirrors are really good, so you can see everything, you can control the situation easily, you can see cars behind you, brakes, tires, and maybe suspension. Yeah, those three things, combination of those three things, which is important in terms of safety, because when you go for a tour you might get yourself in different weather conditions, in different temperatures. I was riding this motorcycle for the past couple of weeks, and I actually did it in really warm weather, and then I went to the mountains where weather was not so warm, it was like plus 10 degrees Celsius. In general, those tires are good. I got myself a couple of times in a situation when the bike was sliding, especially rear wheel was sliding, but thanks to 5-axis MU system, it just like almost immediately stabilizes the motorcycle when it notices that something wrong is happening. I did not have any issues with those brakes. I had couple of times situation when ABS was working, but that mainly was again in wet conditions. When you have dry road surface, no problems at all. Suspension was really good. It's kind of like a little bit on the stiff side, but same time it's comfortable. And as I told you before, you can adjust suspension, but most of the time I was riding in initial setup, which this bike came from the factory. So I didn't have any issues, I didn't have any problems, and I feel really confident when I'm riding this motorcycle almost in any kind of weather conditions. Just now you have to keep in mind that I mean, for myself, I need to keep in mind that when you ride in the cold temperatures and maybe rainy weather, just go a little bit lighter on acceleration. So the next thing which I want to talk about is ergonomics and infotainment system of this motorcycle. And my general take on this is that ergonomics in general really good. I mean, there are some kind of quirks in the way how things are organized here. For example, this joystick is on the right side, and this joystick is responsible for the dashboard. And you know, in some scenarios, it's not really comfortable because when you're riding through the traffic or when you're on twisty roads, your right wrist is responsible for acceleration and braking, and you basically don't have any comfort or possibility to operate with your infotainment system simultaneously. That's why so many manufacturers, they actually put some kind of joystick to the left side, because that's where you can actually operate with information on dashboard while riding. And this is not the case here. I guess I have explanation for that. I kind of understand how Yamaha was thinking doing this. And same time, speaking of dashboard, it feels to me that I found this kind of golden middle, how to set it up to basically get used to it. And I actually like it, to be honest. I really like this dashboard. It might not be that much entertaining as some of their other dashboards, which you can find mostly in European motorcycles. But if you understand what you want to see here, if you understand how you want to organize things, you can actually make it really useful, right? And that's what I feel I did. So I will record a separate video and I will show you my setup here. Speaking of the readability, you can read all important information which you need on this dashboard. There is no problem with that at all. Wait for my video dedicated to exactly this part of this motorcycle. If you prepare yourself going on a tour, you actually need to understand how often you need to stop to refill your tank. And in my case, I was able to cover around 350 kilometers on average, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. First of all, it depends how you ride your motorcycle, where you ride your motorcycle, and if you're on highway, your consumption is kind of like stable. But if you're in the mountains, sometimes you're going uphill, downhill, so it's kind of like fluctuating a little bit. So I was able to cover on average 350 kilometers, and every time I stopped to refill the tank, it's actually some gas left there. When you ride in the mountains, you don't really need if the next gas station will be open or not, so you need to back yourself up, and that was my case. But you can definitely cover 350 kilometers on one single tank with this motorcycle. Maybe you will be able to go in longer, so let me know if you have this experience. Let me know what is the maximum you can cover on your motorcycle. But that is kind of like my experience, and I think it's pretty much good. So one more thing which I want to cover is the engine of this motorcycle. And to be honest, there is not much to say, because this is a beautiful engine, everyone likes it. You probably saw many reviews of this motorcycle already, and you will see that everyone is pretty much happy with this bike. And especially with this engine. It is legendary CP3 engine by Yamaha, which been there for a long time already, but it's been evolving from generation to generation, and last year Yamaha claimed that they almost rebuilt it from ground zero, so it's kind of like brand new engine. And I can feel it. It is torquey, it is powerful, it is playful. You need to cruise on this motorcycle. You can cruise on this if you want to like play with it in the corners, in the twisty roads. It will allow you to do so. So it's really good. And together with this exhaust, it sounds like music instrument. I really like the way how it sounds. And to be honest, I don't even see the reason to upgrade this exhaust pipe, because it's already good. I mean, if you don't really want to bother other people with how loud you are, this exhaust system is really good. Just few more things which I want to mention. I would not say they just must have, but it's really nice when you have them, because they overall make experience of using this motorcycle a little bit better. And first of them is the central stand. It's really nice feature to have, because most of the manufacturers either don't consider it at all and don't offer it at all, or offers that as optional feature, and Yamaha is pretty much consistent in that, so they offer it in base package. It's really good to have, because whenever you need to maintain your motorcycle, whether you're on the road or in your garage, you can easily put your bike on central stage and you can maintain, for example, chain or do something else. And then if you want to store your motorcycle for a winter as well, it's much better to put it onto the central stand. Next one will be power outlet, which you have here behind the dash on the left side. It's just similar to what you have in your car, and you can connect there, for example, air pump to pump your tires, or you can charge your device, whether it's the phone or maybe tablet or maybe your GPS device. It's a nice feature to have, you know, so whenever you're touring, whenever you're on the road and you need some kind of energy, you have outlet for that. You don't really need to buy extra, you know, extra accessory for that. And one more thing which is really good is that you have a little bit of space underneath passenger seat. It's not often the case with some of the manufacturers, with some of the motorcycles. Usually it's pretty tight up there. But Yamaha somehow managed to give you a little bit of space here, so you can, for example, put there a couple of bottles of water, or maybe a set of tools or something else, which is nice to have, you know. So you not always need to have large top case here. If you're usually commuting, you can put your tank back here with all necessities, and then constantly keep your set of tools underneath the seat, which will also help you on the road. Yeah, those three small things which I really appreciate about this bike. Not like something special, but they're really good to have. I hope it's been helpful. I hope you found something for yourself in this video. If so, let me know. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will definitely consider them for my further videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.